InArt Jokers are arriving. Well, they're starting to for some people. They're starting to arrive to people. Kiko, you still don't have yours yet, right? Okay, Kiko doesn't have it. Zach, did you get InArt Joker? Okay, so yours is never going to arrive. But that's it for the other people. They are going to arrive. And what I've seen, I've been looking at Facebook posts. I've been looking at Reddit. And we got some interesting ones here, right? So we got this post here from Curry Powder 84. An absolute game changer. Hot Toys has legit competition, right? So we got a sculpted Joker 2-pack here with a Bane custom figure, it looks like, in the Dark Knight DX19. So we got some good things being said about these figures, but we also have, and I did warn people on Lael's stream about this. This photo surfaced.
The Michael Jackson? Yeah.
Yes. So, and I talked about this on Lael's stream. So, and I mentioned this in my original review. I was like, hey, guys, I would not really feel comfortable with this magnetic base, leaving it personally in my house, because obviously I guess my floors shake. I don't really have earthquakes in Maryland, but my floor tends to shake a little bit.
What the hell?
And
Poltergeist.
so I came in one morning, and yeah, exactly, Zach. And then I came in one morning, and my Joker luckily was on the carpet instead of the hardwood floor, and he took a tumble because I had him on this base. And he was fine. Luckily, the hair got a little messed up, but I fixed it. No damage. No damage at all whatsoever. Luckily, because he fell into a carpet. But if you're in this type of situation, you're in another situation. This guy posted this photo jokingly, apparently. Just kind of saying that maybe he did something incorrect or whatever. But I would say use caution. Use your best judgment with using the magnetic base, because you don't want to have an oopsie where you have the figure fall like I did. And I'll be using a crotch grabber for this figure moving forward. It's unfortunate because I love the figure. It's beautiful, and it's absolutely so realistic. It's unfortunate the base is not a little more functional. That said, so Zach here. They deliver.
What the hell?
Jack. Zach.
Jack.
I was thinking of Titanic, bro. Titanic, you know. So Zach,
I'll be your Rose.
Yeah. No, you're my Rose. You're my Rose. So Zach, what's going on with this Joker? Did they deliver on the hype? Do you feel like people are going to be satisfied here?
So, Carlos, did he say oopsie?
What did he say?
Magnets.
Oh yeah.
Magnets are, I don't know what the word is, but magnets are really good like this, but they're not really good with shearing forces, right? So,
right.
You know, that's why it's tipping over, right? I've seen people hold it upside down, but you know, that kind of force.
It's the front and back, right?
Yeah, the left and right, front and back. Those are forces that magnets are not good at. So there's that. And you know, the magnet strength is irrelevant. I don't own the figure, so I can't comment on this, but I haven't heard any issues. But if the joints are loose, you know, obviously the feet being magnetic aren't going to really prevent it from toppling over. I've heard that, maybe you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, that there's certain portions of the base that are magnetic. It's not the full surface at the top.
Right. It's more so in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of odd to me. I don't know. I feel like magnets are probably the future. But I think people have to be very aware of what magnets do and don't do for figures, right? Like if you're just not good at posing, having a magnetic base isn't going to keep that center of gravity where it needs to be. With that being said, unironically, I actually think that the sculpted is a fantastic looking figure, and I would almost say that it's probably the better figure long term. I know they have like a Futzen guide where you do have to do a little bit of sort of like hot sculpting with the hair heated up and then kind of sculpt that hair a little bit. But once it's set, in theory, it would be set, you know, forever. Whereas rooted, I think over time they do require some maintenance for the few rooted figures that I have. But no, I think 100%. I think they had a goal and they delivered on that goal. I think the hype was insane, and I do genuinely think that they've done something really good here. I wonder if this continues to be an issue now that more people are getting them to hand and having them fall, if they will eventually adopt something where there's like a part that can come out, you can add a crotch grabber.
Right.
I think that would be the ideal thing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't say this to be ugly, but I think a lot of people that collect these figures do struggle with posing, and those crotch grabbers really do help them to keep their displays upright. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all, but I think with a figure like this, where you really are relying on just that magnet keeping it upright, you really need to understand center of gravity and like how to get a pose to be stable. But yeah, I mean, I think it looks great. I think the rooted looks great, but I'm just incredibly shocked by how good the sculpted looks. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very impressed.
It looks dope, bro. And I'm with you, Zach. Like, it could be a matter of posing because I know we got Mr. Legend in the house, Big Bretta Joao. Mine has been on the base for a month and a half and still strong, bent legs. Maybe I was lucky. Hey, Joao's had no issues. So again, I don't want to, say that it's a widespread thing, but I do want to caution people that if there's even an ounce of doubt in your mind that you think this might fall over, that to me is enough. Even a 1-2% chance, I'm like, put that thing on a crotch grabber. That's just how I feel about it. I just think safety first when it comes to these expensive collectibles. But I absolutely agree. I think InArt absolutely delivered. Other than that base, the base is a little bit problematic. I'm with you, Zach, 100%, bro. I think Carlos mentioned that to me. Have a little peg or something that you can plug in if you don't want to use a crotch grabber, but maybe a slot for if you do want to use a crotch grabber, you can. I guess we'll see how that shakes out over time. It's a little unfortunate to pay these type of prices and then have a base that doesn't quite like that's not as usable, right? Like you can't. For me, I would not like feel comfortable putting the figure on that base, but that's just me. But I don't know. Crotch grabber is what I'll be using. That said, Kiko, do you think InArt is delivering on the hype here? Because they're starting to arrive for people. What are you thinking?
I'm wondering if I made a mistake, Will, of
No, you
not
haven't.
getting the sculpted because I'm sitting
No.
here waiting on my rooted hair Joker because you're like, this is going to be it now. This is going to work. And here I am
It
sitting
is, bro.
here
It is.
holding nothing. I collected a pre-order, man. And I told you that's what I don't like to do. So
Right.
when it does start shipping, I'm sure I'm going to be happy because I think what's been InArt aside, just going back to the Joker himself, it's crazy to me to see how much love that figure or that character still gets today.
Mhm.
Yeah, and how people just said this is my Joker. I mean, for how long was Nicholson the iconic, Joker of the Batman series? But now, I mean, when you say Joker, everyone is Heath Ledger. And I remember so many times around Halloween that year, everybody was the Joker. I mean, even
Yep.
Dwight on The Office came in as the Joker. But are they delivering? I mean, I guess they have so far. There's no track record right now. There's only one figure to compare. There's only a couple versions of that one figure to compare. So you can't say it is a trend. You can't say they've delivered. You can't say they haven't delivered. There's not a big enough sample size right now. I think the people that have it are certainly happy. I don't think there's anybody out there, and I've not seen one that said, man, wish I wouldn't have got this. I think every single person says, so glad to have this. Super cool. Here's some things I'd fix. Here's some things I'd tweak. But like everyone has been saying, this is the first version of their first 6-scale figure. What else do you want to expect? Obviously, they're going to do some things that aren't a perfect 10 out of 10. Then you learn from that. You make adjustments. Don't you remember Hot Toys all the way back with their famous heroes line when they were doing, George Lucas and Top Gun, Maverick and all that stuff? Famous.
Keanu.
Yeah, Keanu. I mean, they've come a long way. So are they delivering? Sure. But, the jury's still out at this point.
Right. Yeah. But I will say, it looks amazing when you have it on your shelf. It's a really, really dope figure. Like it's so alive, and there's so many accessories you can use for this guy. It's great. And Kiko, you are right, man. There's a lot of demand for this character, and I think there always will be. That's
crazy.
I mean, I think to me, this is the best Joker that I've ever seen. It's one of the best acting performances that I've ever seen.
And it's so crazy because whenever a new Batman anything comes up, everyone always said, well, it's not going to be as good as Heath's.
Right. Exactly.
Everyone is doomed forever to ever. And the thing is because he's gone, you can never have him come out and be like, oh, I'm willing to pass the mantle. It's almost like a Mystique, this phantom role that is iconically his forever because no one can take it from him because he never gave it up, essentially. So it's wild, just the pop culture phenomenon that this iteration of the Joker is. I mean, whether, Barry Keoghan or does anything with, the Batman version, we'll see, but everyone always points to say that's the Joker, and it's not as good as that one.
Yeah, it's true, bro. And Joaquin had some interesting shoes to fill, and he did it.
He was his own version, but still everyone says that's my Joker.
Yeah, it's true, bro. Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for your thoughts on that one. We got a couple super chats here real quick.